Good morning, good morning. One of the things that I really enjoy about this distance yoga, because it's not obviously my favorite, I'd rather get to see you in person. But when it is -2 outside, but the wind chill is -22, and we don't have to leave in our cars to go anywhere, that's pretty nice. So thank you for waking up and crawling out of bed to do a little movement with me. If you have a block or maybe two, you might use another one. I would grab those. Those will be pretty helpful. And then if you're using that playlist that I put the link up for, you can pull that up and we'll be pressing play at the same time momentarily. Set that aside. Just before we start, just so you're aware, if you need to position your device differently, we're going to be doing a mandala today. So moving around in a circle. So you'll spend a fair amount of time at the back of your mat as well. That being said, it's a pretty straightforward movement that I think most of you are going to be completely fine with. And if you do lose track of front or back or right or left, honestly, don't worry about it. Don't try to spend too much time thinking about it. Just move from wherever you end up, because it is just yoga. And it's entirely okay. So that being said, get ready to press play with me. You're going to do that. No, make sure it's not on shuffle. That's always a good one to point out. We'll do it in 3, 2, and press play. And then today you are starting seated. We are working with Sahasrara, which is fun to say, and it means the crown chakra. And for Sahasrara, your mudra will be placing your pinkies and your thumbs together and letting the rest of them go out. And those of you who see my social media, I always post pictures of these things. My hands are really funky and weird, but you are extending your fingers out, hopefully not bending your fingers backwards, because that looks weird, right? But so here's your Sahasrara mudra, and you bring this in towards your heart, and you close your eyes, and you breathe. That's it. You just sit here, working on being present, which means letting go, not worrying about what you have in your day, not worrying about what happened in this last week at work, not worrying about what your dogs are doing in the other room, just being here. And it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. So when you start to feel yourself wandering, your mind going to these other places and things, it's okay. Rather than beating yourself up about it or physically trying to push a new thought in, just sit with it. Allow it to be there. Just don't spend time or exertion thinking about it. It's just there with you. And that is the beginning of finding a meditative state, no matter where you are and what you're doing. It's that ability to be fully there. Now, Sahasrara is your crown chakra, as I said, and it's occupying the crown of your head, but also the inches above. It glows a very bright violet or white light. It governs over your consciousness, your relationship with the divine, the universe around you. This is your understanding and your knowledge of your truest self. When these energies are healthy, you see the interconnectedness of all things. And this can be easy on your mat. When you get into the flow of things and everything just starts to kind of be, right? The challenge here is to hold on to this off of your mat through the mundane and through the unpleasant things in life. When Sahasrara is imbalanced in your body, it can show up as depression, boredom, cynicism, attachment to material objects and ideas, greed. It's the loss of connection to anything bigger than yourself. Sometimes it's only being able to accept that physical reality, what's right in front of you. Feeling separate from others, separate from yourself, unimaginative. And here's the thing, if your ideas are limited, your possibilities are limited. Then you're holding yourself back. So the goal here is to find out Who am I? What do I believe? Understanding your truest nature and connecting it with a higher level of consciousness. Expanding your awareness so that you can pay attention without assigning thoughts, feelings, or expectations to find a deeper meaning in all of your experiences. So that's what we are practicing today. Just finding that deeper connection as you move. And that connection can be a deeper connection to yourself, to your practice. Maybe it's to those practicing with you. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. A full body inhale. And a full body exhale. Noticing where that breath is sitting in your body, where naturally it feels like it can fully flow freely. Areas where it feels stuck. Is that breath just in your chest up high? Or can you move it all the way down to the pit of your belly? Can you feel that warmth, that light above the crown of your head trickling down? Repeat to yourself, I am aware. Gently release your mudra. Interlace your fingers together behind your back. Press the heel of your hands together. Lift your chest upwards. Pull your knuckles downwards. And then lift your chin. Start to feel the stretch in the opening on the inside of your shoulders. Take a breath. Exhale, begin to round down. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Begin to lift your knuckles up. Carve out your belly. Rounding yourself forward any amount. Keeping your chin tucked though, so that as the further you go down, the crown of your head is reaching towards your mat. Now, it may not make a physical connection today. Or maybe it does. Maybe you come all the way down. Perhaps you take your block and place it between the crown of your head and your mat so that you can feel that physical connection a little bit higher up. If you have that physical connection, you're not placing a lot of weight there, just enough to stimulate that area of your body. And if you're not making the physical connection, I want you to feel the energy in the crown of your head to the earth. You work to connect above and below. Very gently, very slowly make your way back up. At the top, bring one ear to the shoulder and gently chin to chest and the other side. So you're just gently rolling your head from side to side. You're keeping your chest expansion grip behind you. And then release your grip. Your head come back to neutral. And here's double pigeon to start to wake up your hips. You're going to try and stack your shins. So ideally, right? Can you see my quotation marks? Your shins are parallel and stacked. Everybody's body is different. It might not happen. If one knee is lifted, it's fine. You can put a pillow or a block underneath if that feels supportive. It might be more inwards, whatever feels better to you. But you're focusing on your right hip here. So right shin on top of the left, and sit up as tall as you can. Flex your toes. You might feel a stretch right here, and that's great. Stay. If you need more, you can lean forward with your chest. Not rounding as we just did, but a flat back. And if you would like more sensation, hands to the mat in front of you. You can walk your hands forward. When you find your depth, you get a static pull back with your hands. So you grip the mat and pull. And that will draw your chest further forward, making your spine longer and increasing the stretch in your right hip. Maybe feel it in that little connection where your glute and your hamstring meet. It's a gentle awakening, so no sharp stretching pains quite here. And then slowly walk yourself back up. Add a little twist. Left hand to right knee, right fingertips behind you. Sit up tall, take a breath. Exhale and twist to the right. Starting with your lower back, work your way up your spine. And again, this is a gentle awakening, so you don't need to push it to your depth right now. Just let it feel good. And gently unwind, and we'll try the other side. Switch out your shins, left shin on top. Flex your toes, sit up tall, see how this side feels. Adjust as you need. Maybe you put something under your knee. You can stay here if you feel a little stretch in that hip area, or lean forward, or walk yourself forward. So the idea here is, there's only so many yoga poses where you can work the crown of your head, right? And I'm not gonna make you spend an hour in a handstand. So part of this chakra balancing is working your way up from the ground, from your root chakra up, and then bringing it back down. So here you're just very gently touching on all those chakras that we've been working on over the last couple of months. Slowly waking things up, aligning them all together. Take one more breath here. And slowly come back up. You can give it another little twist. Right hand to left knee, left fingertips behind you. Sit up tall, take a breath. Exhale and begin your twist from your lower back. Slowly work through your shoulders, maybe into your neck. And unwind. You're going to get a little deeper into your hips. Now, I want you to start in butterfly, is what we would call it in yin. There's always a yin and a yang to a pose, right? So the yin variation is just kind of letting yourself fall into it. So soles of your feet together, knees out, they may be up, and that's fine. And here you can round your spine a little and just kind of slump forward, or whatever feels most natural to you here. So in the yin variation, you're not pushing anything. Where does your body want to fall? You slow down your breath here. And for some people, it helps to count to match the inhale and exhale length, either a 4 or a 6. Maybe you just want to listen to the natural rhythm of your body. I want you to try and fully fill up with air, nice and slow, every last little bit you can fit, pausing for a moment at the top before slowly releasing every last bit, and pausing at the bottom. That pattern of breath will take you all the way through your class. To come back up to the top here in your butterfly pose and sit up tall. And then place your hands to your ankles or your shins and pull. So now you find the yang version of your pose. This is a more active variation. So you pull yourself all the way upright. And right away, you might notice a little more sensation. You can stay right here, or you can pull yourself forward. And again, you're pulling your chest forward, long, straight spine now instead of slumping forward. And that changes it entirely within your body. Now your hips begin to open, your lower back, your spine, your upper body, everything working. And with this variation, each inhale you lengthen, each exhale you fold further. So it's not a static hold whatsoever. You're constantly in motion, even if it's just tiny little bits within your body. Here you are working within your sacral chakra, opening through your hips, and you gently come back to the top so that we can get into your solar plexus. If you remember, that's in your abdomen. Bring your knees together. Bring your arms out in front of you, flip your palms to the sky, shoulders back in their sockets, and lean back into your goat pose. Yeah, start to wake up your belly. Pull your navel in and up, draw your ribs together. Do you notice the difference now? Are you sitting a little taller? Maybe you find a little more depth. Maybe you decide to lift your shins, making them parallel to the ground. Wherever you are, you breathe. Full body inhales and exhales, just as you did. Even though it may be a little more challenging this time. Feel the fire within your belly begin to awaken. And take one more breath here. And then cross your ankles. Plant your palms in front of you. And you're coming to a high plank. Step your feet back. Wrists directly under your shoulders. Spread your fingers really wide. And then push into your toes. Bring your body weight forward. Heels over the ball mounds of your feet. Push the ground away from you. Everything in your core is fired up. Take a full body inhale right here. And exhale, lower yourself all the way down to your belly. All the way down. Flip to the tops of your feet. Push into your toenails. And Sphinx pose. Forearms come in front of you, parallel. Palms face down and you lift your chest. Now, don't make it too active to start because I want you to really focus on each little change. So you're pushing into your toenails, your legs activate. Now, Uddiyana Bandha, that core lock again, navel in and up, ribs together. You'll feel your belly start to lift from the ground. Now, your shoulders naturally want to come forward, so pull them back, collarbones open. Push into your palms evenly. Lift your chin just a little. And now here, it's active, it's strong. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Can you lift your chest a little bit higher? Can you push into your hands a little more firmly? Inhale. Exhale, turn your chin to the right. Keep your chin lifted from your shoulder. Keep reaching the crown of your head high. Come back to the center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Look to the left. Bring it back to the center. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lower your chest down. Slide your palms under your shoulders. Curl your toes underneath you. Take a deep breath in. Push to high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Give your feet a pedal. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Feet hip width distance apart. Bend your knees. Roll up to stand. Nice and slow. Give your shoulders a few shrugs at the top. And then bring your arms all the way overhead to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a breath. Exhale, connect your palms. Bring your thumbs to third eye center. Close your physical eyes. Open your third eye and set your intention. And of course, I will not tell you what your intention has to be. Your intention is yours, but perhaps today it's along the line of finding that deeper connection, connecting yourself or your practice to something bigger. You see your intention clearly in your mind. Let go of the air from your lungs. Take a deep breath in, fill all the way up. And with gratitude, a great big open mouth exhale, send it out. Inhale, Tadasana, arms high. Exhale, forward fold. And here you stay. Soften your knees. Give it a little sway from side to side. And interlace your fingers behind your head. And now at the center, gently pull your head down. Tuck your chin and rock weight forward. So you're feeling that release through your neck and the blood flowing into the crown of your head. And yes, that gets a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. The sensations that come along with it, dizziness, elevated heart rate. I want you to slow your breath down. See if you concentrate on that breath, if it changes the sensations that you feel. Maybe you try the opposite interlace of your fingers, that awkward hold. Then release your hands, bend your knees, get down low into your hips, and pivot your toes out. So now you're in a yogi squat. Your tailbone is more down than out behind you. And know that you have a block, you can sit on it if you would rather. Now in your yogi squat, elbows come to inner thighs, hands come together at your hearts. You push your knees outwards while squeezing your thighs inwards. Lift your heart towards your thumbs and close your eyes. Coming back to your breath. Constrict the muscles in the base of your throat. Ujjayi breath. Breath is universal, shared, and connected with all beings. And this is how we connect, no matter where we are within our practices. That heat, that texture, it builds in your body. If at any point you lose track of this breath, have a seat, eyes closed, and you just focus on breath. That's it, and that can be your practice. Now all together, all as one, clear the air from your lungs. Take a deep Ujjayi breath in. Take a full Ujjayi breath out. Good. Hands to the floor. Hips reach high as you lengthen your legs. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Rise and stand tall. Exhale, connect your palms, thumbs to heart. Find a little back bend. Lift your heart, pull your shoulders back. Inhale, Tadasana, rise up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, push into your shins or your thighs, never your kneecaps. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a breath. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Put the weight in your toes. Exhale and fold. Inhale, Tadasana, rise, stand tall. Exhale, thumbs to heart, little back bend, shoulders back, chin lifts. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift, tuck your chin, you're looking straight down. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Any option, any variation is yours. Inhale, heart high. Exhale, hips high. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders squeeze together. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, back bend, thumbs to heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of your head reaches out. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog, pushing your fingertips. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your hips, give your feet a pedal, another roll out of your ankles. Take a full breath in, a full breath out. So our mandala, moving in a circle, which represents the cycle of life. The permanence of impermanence is what they say. Here we go. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, unfold. Inhale to chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend your knees. Bring your arms high. Breathe here. Tuck your pelvis. Take a deep breath. Exhale, airplane your arms. And as you do this, get lower in your hips, palms to the floor. Pause just a moment, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now inhale back to chair and lift your left foot a few inches from the ground. Flex your toes. Test your balance. Pull in with your right inner thigh. So you're pulling in so that knee and toe would stay in line rather than leaning out to the side here. Take a breath. Exhale, step your foot down, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left knee all the way up. This time, lengthen the right and find your balance. So when we flow this, when we're moving faster, think of that as building momentum, right? To get all the way up. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, airplane pose. Push your left heel back. Bring your chest forward. Your foot is flexed, so your heel drives out and the crown of your head reaches all the way forward. Pull back with your shoulders. Take a breath. And let it go. Now, as you inhale, step your left foot down to the ground behind you. Exhale, warrior two. Spin your arms open. You open to the left. Right knee is bent. Good. Now, push into the pinky edge side of your left foot really firmly. Push forward into your right toes. Inhale to star pose. Heels in, toes out. Look up. Extend your arms and legs as high as you can. Take one more breath. Exhale to horse. Connect your palms, bend your knees, and come down into your hips. Lift the arches of your feet and press your knees back. That allows more space for your tailbone to stay down. Good. Inhale, back up to star. Rise. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. Bend your left knee this time. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bring your left arm up high. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Circle your hands to the ground. Step your left foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now inhale, look forward to the new front of your mat. You're facing the back here. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees, bring your arms up. Exhale, airplane your arms, get lower in your hips. Inhale, back to chair. Lift your left foot up just a little. Exhale, step it down. Airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift the left knee all the way up. Exhale, find your balance. Pull in with that right hip. Keep the left foot flexed. Inhale. Exhale to airplane. And here you're going to hold it a little bit longer. Grip the mat with your right toes. Soften your right knee just a little so that the strength of your thigh can hold you. Tuck your left hip underneath. Your kneecap is facing the floor, and you get as long as you can from the crown of your head to your heel. Strong, controlled breath. Good. As you inhale, step your left foot all the way down. Exhale, warrior two. Right knee is bent. Inhale, rise to star. Exhale, come down to horse. And we'll do it again a few times through. Inhale, star, look up. Exhale, horse, bend your knees. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse, tailbone down. Inhale up to star. Now exhale, warrior two to the front of your mat. Bend your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, left hand lifts. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Now we're going to do it again the opposite way. And we'll be going through this a couple times. So you know these movements are relatively straightforward and simple. I want you to get into the rhythm of these movements in your body. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Up. Exhale here, breathe. Push into your heels. Relax the grip on your toes. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath. Exhale, airplane your arms. Get lower into your hips. Stretch and extend your fingertips as far as you can behind you. Keep your pelvis scooped. Keep your abdomen engaged. Inhale, back to chair. Your right foot comes up just a few inches. Flex your toes and pull in with your left hip. You're pushing more into the arch of your left foot here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step down, airplane your arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Rise and find your balance. Breathe. Your lower abdomen, keeping the right knee lifted, your foot is flexed. Your fingertips are high, but your shoulders are low. Inhale. Exhale to airplane, hinge forward. Kick the heel out. Keep your chin tucked. You're gazing straight down, not out in front of you. Yes, that makes the balance a little more challenging, but it's better for your neck, and that's kind of the idea. Good. Now, as you inhale, step the right foot down. Exhale, warrior two. Spin open to the right. Your left knee is now bent. Push into the pinky edge side of your right foot. Deepen the bend in your left knee. Inhale, star. Lengthen your body. Look up. Exhale to horse. Connect your palms. Intentionally bring that energy down as you bend. Inhale to star. Look up. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Bend your right knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand lifts. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, now to the back of your mat. Exhale, step to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane your arms. Inhale, back to chair, scoop your pelvis and lift the right foot. Exhale, step it down, get lower in your hips. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana all the way up. Exhale to airplane pose and hold. Push your right heel back. Squeeze your shoulders together, open your collarbones. You grip the mat with your left toes. You tuck your right hip underneath and press the back side of your right knee up towards the ceiling. That right leg is really strong here. Where you're looking at the floor, not out in front of you. Finding that long line of energy in your body. Good. Now, as you inhale, you step your right foot all the way down. Exhale, warrior two, spin it open. Your left knee is bent. Inhale, star, rise up. Exhale, horse, bring it down. We'll do it a few times. Inhale, lift, chin comes up. Exhale, horse. Press your knees back as they bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale all the way up to star. And exhale, warrior two to the front. Bend your right knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale through, upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a breath. And exhale. So now here's where we flow through. One breath, one movement. It's going to go faster. I want you to find that rhythm. I want it to feel like a dance in your body where you barely have to even think of what comes next. It just naturally flows out of your body. It's relatively simple. If it calls to you to add on already and push your limits a little further, remember, this is your practice. You get to do what you want. All right. As one, clear the air from your lungs. Take a deep Ujjayi breath in and a full Ujjayi breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale, airplane arms, get low. Inhale, chair, left foot lifts. Exhale, airplane arms, step down. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left knee up. Exhale, airplane pose. Inhale, step down. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, star. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair, bend. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, chair, left foot lifts. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane, push back. Inhale, step down. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, star, rise up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog and exhale back down. One breath in and one breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, chair, bend your knees. Exhale, airplane, arms get low, squeeze your thigh muscles. Inhale, chair, right foot lifts. Exhale, airplane, arms, step down. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, all the way up with your right knee. Exhale, airplane, push it back. Inhale, begin to step down. Exhale, circle open, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two to the back. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lift your hips. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, chair, right foot up. Exhale, step down. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, step down. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, horse. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga high to low plank. Inhale through upward facing dog. And exhale back down. Deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Full body inhale. And full body exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Right away, lift your left knee. Exhale, hands come together, thumbs come to your heart. Tree pose. Open your left knee. You decide where you would like to make your connection. Toes can come to the floor, inner calf, or inner thigh. Never your knee. Your knee doesn't bend out to the side. The joint does not work that way, so please don't push on it. Above or below your knee. Once you find wherever you want your foot to be today, pull open with that left knee again so that your hips are open. I feel like I'm doing the belt, the football thing, right? Open your hips. And then you lift your heart to your thumbs and you breathe. And that's it. You just have to breathe here. It's okay if you sway and fall out. The idea of finding complete stillness is absolutely silly. There's never going to be complete stillness because you still have to breathe. So let whatever needs to happen in your body happen. And you can play with the pose. You could grow branches. You could close your eyes to make it really hard, finding that connection with your mind and your body in a new way. I'm going to stop talking so that you can listen to the pattern of your breath. You have 2 more full breaths. If you grew your branches, you bring them back in. And then if your foot is on the inside of your leg, I want you to slide it down. And here you connect your heels at the bottom, toes out, squeeze your thighs towards each other. Tuck your pelvis up and in with your hip bones, and it's saddle pose. So heels in, toes out, and you begin to bend your knees. And as you bend your knees, make sure that they line up directly over your toes, not inside of them. That's hard on your knees. And the lower you get in your hips, the higher your hands come. Continue to press your hands really firmly together. I want you to feel the tension between them. And you get down as low as you can go. Now, the lowest I want you to go in your hips is where your tailbone still stays down. So when you come down really low, depending on the flexibility within your hips, your butt's going to start to stick out behind you at some point. When you feel that happening in your body, it's your job to come up a little bit, tuck the pelvis. It might mean you only come down part way, and that's okay. And the other thing is if you have really flexible hips, you might come down all the way, and then your leg muscles stop working. So you have to find the in-between. You might have to lift up just a little bit. I want everybody's legs to turn to jello here, okay? Pull your knees open, scoop your pelvis under, and squeeze. Press your hands together firmly. Take a deep breath in. Take a slow breath out. Full body inhale and a full body exhale. Good. Slowly rise. Bring your thumbs back to heart. Press into your heels. Squeeze your thighs towards each other. Pivot your toes in. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your left knee. Bring your arms up. Exhale, airplane. Push it back. Inhale, step down. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, arms to a T. Pivot your toes in. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, Prasarita. Hinge forward from your hips. In this first one, you can move around. You could shift and bend your knees. You could add a twist. Or maybe you hold still in Prasarita, just hanging your head heavy. What I don't want you to do is try and look forward. We are in Prasarita because all the blood is going to flow into the crown of your head, stimulating that energy. So make it happen in your body. Tip more weight into your toes, less in your heels. Bend or straighten your knees. We have a few rounds through, so we're not here very long. Just one more breath. And then walk your hands under your shoulders and push into the ground to flatten your back. Keep the strength in your belly. Bring your arms up to a T. Inhale, rise to star. Come all the way up. Exhale, warrior two to the back of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, bring your palms down to the ground and find a high plank. And from your high plank, come down to your forearms and hold. It's a forearm plank. But here I want your forearms parallel, palms down, just like in Sphinx pose. Push evenly from your palms to your elbows. Bring your heels forward. Lift out of your shoulder sockets. Here you hold and you breathe. Tuck your hip bones up and in. A plank, whether it's on your forearms or upright, it's a board. That's what a plank is, right? So you're making yourself into that flattened shape. It's meant to be a challenge to breathe through it. Breathe through that challenge. So, so good. Take one more deep breath in. One more full breath out. Gently set your knees down. Inhale, modified upward facing dog. Bring your palms to the ground under your shoulders. Lift your chest, give it a good stretch. Exhale, curl your toes under, lift your hips to a downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left knee lifts. Exhale to warrior three this time. Push your heel back. And this time your fingertips stretch forward. So it is very similar to airplane, but now arms forward instead of back. Now, Just like in Tadasana, your fingertips reach forward, but your shoulders pull back. Your upper body is broad. Get as long as you can from your heel through your fingertips. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, standing splits. Bring your hands to the ground. Lift the left leg high. Give the back line of your right leg a little stretch. Keep the left hip tucked under and tuck your chin. Once again, crown of your head is pulling towards the earth. You can stay as you are. One hand could come to your standing leg, your calf or your ankle. Your other hand could come if you want a balance challenge here. No matter where you are, you breathe. Inhales, lengthening, pulling your spine longer. Exhales, drawing your chest closer to your thigh. And you can physically pull yourself in here if you like. One more breath. Exhale, step your left foot all the way down behind you. Inhale, begin to rise. Exhale, warrior two, right knee is bent. Inhale to star. Exhale, prasarta, arms out, toes pivot in, you hinge forward. Now, this time in prasarta, I want you to practice working on coming down to your forearms. There's a lot of ways to do this. If you're very bendy, you can just set them down. Tuck your chin, crown of your head, again, towards the ground, not looking forward. Or you can bend your knees a lot here, as deep as you need to go. And the other idea is to bring your body further away from your legs, right? So you're tipping forward, and that can work as well. Then it's not as intense on your hamstrings. So try one of those variations, and it's completely okay if you don't come down to your forearms today. Working on it is what I said. No matter where you are, your chin is tucked. And try tipping more weight into your toes. Maybe your heels can even lift a little bit from the ground. All right, and then come back to your palms, walk them under your shoulders. Arms out to a T, keep it strong. Inhale, rise on up to star. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, unfold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right knee up. Exhale, hands together, thumbs to hearts. Open your right knee. Tree pose, make a connection anywhere you want but your knee. Hip bones pull up and in. Open the hips. Push into your foot with your leg and push your foot back into your leg in opposition. That opposition is going to help the balance come right to the midline of your body instead of leaning out to the side, which A, makes your hip really tired, B, is eventually going to make you fall out to the side. And continue to pull back with that right knee the entire time. After a while, it likes to close in. And here's where I stop talking and let you find your treat. You have 2 more breaths. You grew your branches, bring them in. If your foot is on your legs, slide it down to the earth. Heels connected, toes apart. Pelvis tucked under, heart lifting towards your thumbs. It's saddle pose. Begin to bend your knees. It's almost like your back is flat against a wall and you're sliding down that wall. Your heels begin to lift. Your arms come overhead. You're finding your depth so that the crown of your head to your tailbone are all essentially in that same line. Now, everybody's shoulders are different, just like everything else. Depending how tight your shoulders are, your hands are going to want to separate. Press the heel of your hands actively together. Push. Feel that energy. Try to relax your shoulders away from your earlobes. Reach the crown of your head a little higher. Elevate your chin. Press back with your knees. Take a full breath in and a slow breath out. Full body inhale. Full body exhale. Begin to rise. Heels come down. Thumbs come back to center. Toes pivot in. Take a breath. And let it go. Good. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Lift your right knee. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, step down. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star. Exhale, prasarita. Bring your arms down, pivot your toes in. And this time I want you to use your block if you have it, or maybe a pillow. You're working to bring the crown of your head down to connect. And there's little to no weight there. The weight is in your hands, or you can come down to your forearms and push into your forearms. But if I were there with you, I could slip a piece of paper between the crown of your head and the block or the floor. You don't want to crunch the vertebrae in your neck, but you want to make a connection. Just a light physical energy. Tip more weight into your toes, bend your knees if you need. We are almost there. All right, walk your hands under your shoulders, arms out to a T before you rise. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your foot back. Come to your forearms, and here it's dolphin pose. So you start in that forearm plank with your palms down, and then you lift your hips high behind you. Now this time, do bring your gaze towards the top edge of your mat. Walk your toes in any amount. Find your Ujjayi breath. One more big inhale. One more full exhale. Inhale, come forward to your forearm plank. Bring your hips down. Exhale, set your knees down. Inhale, modified upward facing dog. Bring your palms under your shoulders, lift your chest. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale to the top. Inhale, lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, right knee up. Exhale, warrior three. Fingers forward, heel back, hold. You've done this before. It's not a very long hold, so make it as strong as you can right away in your body. Right hip is tucked under. You squeeze your right glute. You push the backside of your knee high and stretch out long. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. One more big inhale. Exhale to standing splits. Bring your head down. Bring the right leg high. Breathe. Your chin is tucked, the crown of your head reaching towards the earth, going upside down quite a bit, right? So breathe into those sensations. You can find your balance challenge if you want. All right. And then from here, step the right foot on down. Inhale as you begin to rise. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to star. Exhale, prasarita. Breathe here. And now you get to play with the headstand if you like. You can take any of the other variations that we've already done. So I've shown you a lot of different things, but you have a minute to play. If that headstand is in your practice, go for it. Otherwise, take any of those variations that bring blood, energy into the crown area of your body. Anything at all that you want. I don't teach the headstands anymore. After, I always tell you, do what let your body guide you through. And that's something that I've had to learn the hard way for myself. So after, my 5th concussion, I can no longer stand on my head. So I don't feel like I should teach something if I'm not going to be able to physically show you. So that is your choice to make right now. But do follow your breath no matter where you are. Because it's really easy to hold your breath when you're trying scary things. In inversions, breath helps us stay rooted in reality while experiencing a connection with something greater, which is a pretty cool thing. Now, I'm giving you a little more time to play with this. When you are finished, I want you to finish out that flow, rising back through star, warrior two, reverse, flow it down, and then you meet in an extended child's pose today. So whenever you have had enough of that energy within the crown of your head, you come on down with your toes together, your knees wide, your forehead into the mat, your arms long in front of you. You can rock your forehead from side to side. Your body start to feel heavy and relaxed. If you're not in extended child's pose quite yet, I do want you to make your way there. And clear all the air out of your lungs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Give a great big open mouth exhale. A deep breath in. A full breath out. Breath is universal, shared and connected with all beings. And here, flip your palms upwards towards the sky and call to mind the intention that you set at the beginning of our practice together. And see that intention clearly in your mind, and take a deep breath in. And with gratitude, a great big open mouth exhale to send it out. And flip your palms back to the ground. Inhale, come forward to a tabletop. Exhale, crawl through and have a seat. Now in your seated position, sit up nice and tall. And release your left ear towards your left shoulder. Bring your chin up to the right. And you can slowly circle your chin towards your chest, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder. Do that a few times. Circling from side to side, releasing some of that tension in your neck. And then come back to the center. Bring your knees in. Extend your legs out and flex your toes. Peel the meat out from under your seat. Get a good solid grounding and bring your arms all the way overhead. Breathe in. Breathe out. Forward fold. Come all the way down with your chest as far as you can go without rounding your spine. Pull the crown of your head towards your toes and pull your toes back towards the crown of your head. Rather than a static hold, your body is constantly in motion. Inhales lengthening, exhales folding. And I want you to feel what happens with your breath. Do you feel energized as you inhale? Do you feel yourself expanding? And as you exhale, do you feel that relief wash over, just that letting go? Take one more breath here. Then you can slowly come on up. Bend your knees a little as you make your way all the way down to your back. And here you can spread out and take up as much space as you want, taking out movements, fidgets, anything that you need so that you can find stillness in your Shavasana as you need. Here I do want you to try and find total stillness. Yes, there will still be the rise and fall of your body with your breath. Try and keep your limbs still. Concentrate on that feeling of heaviness. Everything just melting into the earth below you. Sahasrara, your crown chakra, your connection to the universe and beyond, your connection to something greater than yourself. When this energy is balanced in your body, this is where you find bliss. Your connection to the universe steers your path, and you know it. So you don't have that day-to-day stress any longer. You're able to just believe in it and follow it. And you're able to do that because you are confident in yourself. You know who you are. You know what you stand for. Nothing and nobody can take that from you. And that's where that bliss comes from. You walk with gratitude. You have gratitude for the beautiful things in life, for the happiness and the joy that you have. But you have gratitude for the learning moments as well. You have gratitude for the mundane moments. You have gratitude for the unhappy moments, through the really hard things that happen in life as well. And Sahasrara balances out in your body. Your personal vibration increases along with the human vibration. What you do for yourself, you do for humankind. So as you go forward into the rest of your day, contribute your unique voice to making this world a more beautiful place. And this, my friends, is where I'm going to leave you today. I do encourage you to stay here as long as you can. Know that the limitless light in me recognizes and celebrates the light in you. And when we are both in that place, we are one. Namaste.